So recently I met a guy who on paper had a great life, in very good shape, successful in his job, had hobbies, friends, traveled a lot of places, and yet despite all this, his dating life was pretty much a big fat zero. And he felt extremely lonely. He told me he felt like he had a hole in his life growing bigger and bigger and bigger until he could no longer ignore it. And this guy, honestly, it's not an exception, but a very common reality. I meet many men like this. Now imagine the power in your house goes out. You go to the fuse box and you start flipping the switches trying to bring the electricity back. You flip one switch and nothing happens. You try another one and still nothing happens. Now imagine those switches are things like money, muscles, hobbies. You improve your career, but women don't appear. You get in great shape, still no women. You build an interesting lifestyle and still you have no one to share it with. At some point, you have to face the reality and admit that those switches are actually not connected to the power. Something else is going on. And what many men don't realize is that skills to be successful in dating are very different to those in other areas of your life. They believe that attraction should work just like a resume. They think that a woman will look at them and logically evaluate them. Okay, yeah, good job. Six pack, check. Okay, interesting hobbies. Okay, approved. Application approved. But attraction doesn't work like that. Attraction is emotional, not logical. Women need to feel something when they're around you. Call it whatever you want. Tension, chemistry, excitement, but you need to be able to invoke emotions. Your resume, it will not be enough. Another important consideration is that attraction is largely nervous system based, meaning if you are tense around women, they'll feel it. If you are needy or approval seeking, they will feel it. And that alone can turn off a woman instantly, no matter how successful you are on paper. So ask yourself honestly, when you go and talk to women, are you relaxed or are you trying really hard to impress them? Are you being playful or are you hoping they'll give you that positive reaction? Unfortunately, for most men, this is exactly where they sabotage their romantic opportunities. And the reason that this hurts so much is deeper than most of you realize. Different areas of your life satisfy different needs. Like work gives you competence and status, fitness gives you strength and positive self-image. Then you have friendships and that give you belonging. But romantic intimacy satisfies completely something else. The feeling of being chosen, the feeling of being desired, emotionally seen, and of course, sex is a powerful human driver as well. Nothing really replaces that, which is why often men describe this as a hole in their life. And the first step to improving this area of your life is installing a belief that attracting women requires a completely different set of skills than the ones that you already have in your life. Bench pressing 20 kilos more won't solve this problem. Making another 30 grand a year won't solve it either. What actually matters are your social and emotional skills. Being able to start a conversation out of thin air, flirt with confidence, handle rejection, and create emotions during an interaction. These are skills. And just like any other skills, they can be learned. And if you want to understand how to actually create attraction during a conversation, watch this video next where I break down how to flirt and create emotions when you talk to women out of thin air.